In the quiet village of Ayanmo, life flowed along the banks of a river they called Omi Ijinle, the deep water. By day, it was a peaceful lifeline for the village. But when night fell, the river changed. It whispered secrets only the brave or foolish dared to hear. The elders had a simple rule: never go to the river alone after sunset. Most people listened, but 16-year-old Abeni was different. Her curiosity was a current of its own, pulling her toward the things others avoided. One moonless night, she went to the river to think. As she dipped her toes into the cool, glowing water, a voice rose from the depths, as soft as the current itself. "Abeni," it whispered. She froze, her heart pounding. "Who's there?" she called out. The water rippled, and a shadow gathered beneath the surface, taking shape. Instead of running, Abeni stayed. This was the beginning of her nightly visits. The voice belonged to a river spirit, ancient and lonely. At first, it only shared stories of the river's past of floods and lost travelers. Then, it showed itself, a shimmering, watery form with eyes that glowed like the river at midnight. "I have watched your village for many years," it said. Abeni, unafraid, asked, "Why are you speaking to me?" The spirit's reply was simple: "Because you listened." What started as curiosity soon became a deep connection. Abeni found herself drawn to the river at all hours, lost in a world no one else could see or understand. Her mother grew worried. "You've been going to the river too often," she warned. "That place is not safe." Abeni would just smile and say she was fine, but she wasn't. The spirit was changing too. Each night, it grew more solid, its voice clearer. It began asking questions about her world, about belonging. When it asked Abeni what it felt like to belong, she admitted, "I'm not sure I do." A profound silence fell between them. The spirit wasn't just talking to her. It was growing stronger, more present, more attached because of her. And the river was responding. Soon, strange things began to happen in Ayanmo. The river rose without rain. Fish vanished from the nets. Eerie whispers haunted the nights. Then the unthinkable happened. A fisherman named Sola went out on his canoe and never returned. It was found drifting empty. Fear gripped the village. The elders gathered, their faces grim. "Something has been disturbed," they declared. All eyes turned toward the river, and then toward Abeni. She knew, deep down, that this was her doing. That night, she confronted the spirit. "You have to stop this," she pleaded. "Someone is missing." The spirit's glow dimmed. "The river takes what it is owed," it said. "You weren't doing this before," Abeni cried out. The spirit moved closer, its form flickering. "Before," it said, "I was alone." The chilling truth settled over Abeni. The spirit's loneliness was being filled by her presence, and its growing power was now a threat to her home. The elders summoned her. Word of her nightly visits had spread. "Have you spoken to something there?" they demanded. Abeni hesitated, then told the truth. "Yes," she confessed. "I just listened." That night, the village prepared a ritual to sever the connection. Drums beat, fires blazed, and ancient chants filled the air as the elders stood by the riverbank. The spirit rose from the water, more powerful than ever, the river surging behind it. "Why have you called me?" Its voice boomed. The oldest elder stepped forward. "You do not belong among the living. Return to where you came from." The spirit's gaze found Abeni. "You asked me to stay," it said, its voice filled with a strange sense of betrayal. "I didn't know what it would cost," she whispered back, her heart breaking. The river churned violently, threatening to swallow the shore. The spirit's form began to flicker, unstable against the force of the ritual. "Abeni," it cried, its voice breaking like water against stone. "If I leave, I will be alone again." Tears streamed down her face. "And if you stay," she replied, her voice thick with sorrow. You'll destroy everything. In that moment, Abeni made a choice. She walked into the churning water, toward the spirit, until she stood just before it. The cold was a shock, but her resolve was firm. You weren't meant to be alone, she said softly. But this isn't your world anymore. The spirit reached out a shimmering hand, not quite touching her. Will you forget me? It asked, its voice a final, haunting whisper. Shaking her head, Abeni promised, never. The chants reached their peak. The river surged one last time, and then, silence. The spirit dissolved back into the water, its light extinguished. In the days that followed, Ayanmo returned to normal. The river receded, the fish returned, and the whispers were gone. Abeni never went to the river after sunset again. But sometimes, in the bright light of day, she'd stand at the water's edge. And when the sun hit the surface just right, she'd see a faint ripple moving against the current. A small smile would touch her lips. She knew the river was still there, and it was still listening. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.